Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watchman is here with your latest update on the tropics. Today we have a lot to cover, not only in the West Pacific, but we also have a lot to talk about in the East Pacific. And unfortunately, the Atlantic is starting to come a lot awake. This is a little on the late side. This system this is I think activity within the next might be the next 48 hours or the next 5 days. I'm not sure because this right here, I do know this is in fact orange right there. It's supposed to be. So we definitely got there in the East Pacific, we got Tropical Storm Jimena, Tropical Depression Hilda, and we have an area of investigation, an AOI there in the East Pacific. And then we got two disturbances. We got Invest 92L here in the North Atlantic, still over Africa. And then we do got this area of disturbed weather right here. Probably gonna bring some showers and thunderstorms to Barbados and the Leeward Islands, and maybe the Lesser Antilles and the Northern Leeward Islands. South America should be all right. And then wrong side. And as we have the tropical, I can't even see it from over here. Right here we got tropical storm, got an area low pressure. We got another tropical wave and another tropical storm Nida right there. So lots going in the West Pacific right now. Definitely got quite a bit going on. I'm mainly worried about the North Atlantic because, as I said, the North Atlantic is expected to become active, and that could pose a threat to. Here's gonna work. Oh. Not only is that going to pose a threat to parts of West Africa, that's also going to pose a threat to the United States. Now, I knew something we could start seeing activity, and so I'm really worried about. We're already starting to see activity already, which is very, very, very interesting. So, given what I'm seeing right now, we could see some problems here in the future in terms of tropical activity. I do think we're going to start to see the Atlantic or the East Pacific start to calm down, and then that's going to flip, and we're going to start to see the North Pacific. We're going to start to see the Pacific. So yeah, I'm going to get this all set up and going again. Hold up, this is not working very well. All right, there we go. That took me a bit. So in the West, all right. So there's that area of low pressure I'm talking about coming off the coast of Africa. Currently it is located, identified by an X. There it is at a 70% chance in the next 5 days, a 40% chance in the next 48 hours. So I do believe this could become a tropical depression as it moves south of the Cape Verde Islands. This could become a tropical storm. So this would be one of the earliest first tropical storm, Cape Verde tropical storm, and maybe our first Cape Verde hurricane of the 2021 North Atlantic hurricane season. And then we do have this system right here. Does have a chance of developing in this region right here. We're going to be closely monitoring it, but it's definitely be bringing some gusty winds and some heavy rain to the Northern Leeward Islands, which is something we're definitely be watching out and watching. Hello, Hurricane Watch team. Thanks for keeping up to date. Of course, no problem. That is our mission. Not a mission, but that is our theme, is to keep people up to date with the latest tropical updates in terms of tropical storms, hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones all the way around the world. And I'm trying to keep up to date. There was something wrong with OBS, and I've been having to do a lot of things. I got to go to my grandma's to drop some stuff off. So I gotta do that after I do the stream. So lots of doing this and this. So I'm gonna try to do the what I want to do is have a stream about all the systems, and then if there's a certain system that poses a certain amount of threat to land, there'll be a special video just on that one system and talking about the threats of land that it could be posing. So that's sort of what we're going to be dealing with here in the future. So that's sort of where I'm trying to go, where the Hurricane Watch team is trying to go with this. So this one, there's some more development with this system. Certainly something to watch out for. So my God, 4 systems: a tropical depression, tropical storm, a tropical storm, and another tropical storm. So we got tropical storm Lupit, and then up here we got a tropical depression 14. And then right here we got tropical storm 15W. I'm sorry, I can't read. And then right over here, we got tropical depression number 12W. So we certainly got a lot of stuff going on in the West Pacific, off the coast of China, off the coast of Japan, and just south of, to the south of Korea. mainly south of Japan there. So we got a lot of activity going on in the West Pacific, definitely closer towards China, and Japan area that too. So we got a lot of stuff going on there, which is going to produce a lot of heavy rain, a lot of flooding, a lot of gusty winds. So this is just another very, very dangerous storm here that we're dealing with. Storms that we're dealing with, mainly in terms of flooding, not really in terms of anything else, but flooding is going to be the biggest threat in what just happened. Oh, wow. So we got Jimena, Hilda. But really, that's really what we're looking at right here. Pretty impressive, in my opinion. So, tropical waves. The tropical wave is currently headed towards Leeward Islands. It's moving west-northwest. As you can see, mainly moving west, but just slightly a little bit north right here. So there it is. I can't see anything on my monitor. Nothing. I need to just blow this up, honestly. For this one. Okay. It's a little easier for me to see, but as you can kind of see, the storm coming right through here. Is the direction that it's moving is in this direction, but it's expected to turn, move west, and then begin to move to the north. Now, does it move to the north? You go out to sea. Now, we got to watch out. Do we have high pressure up in this region? If we have high pressure up there, it's really going to cause the storm to stay to the south. But if that high pressure weakens, what's that storm going to do? It's going to veer off to the north, roughly like this. So that's definitely going to be a problem that I'm worried about. And that I'll be watching the high pressure, and what the high pressure will do in regards to this low pressure system right off the coast of Africa right there. So if that happens, if the high pressure weakens, this could go out to sea. If the high pressure remains or even strengthens a little bit, this storm is just going to go off to the west and impact land like the Leeward Islands or Lesser Antilles. We could be seeing Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti. It just depends, how far west does it go? Does it go north? When does it go north? If it does go north. And so that's something that I'm watching very, very carefully what this storm is going to do. Pretty nerve-wracking, for sure. Whew. I need to actually look at high pressure so we know how high this pressure is. So we're going to go to our good, I'm going to go to windy here so we have an idea of how high this air pressure actually is. And I need more. Okay, more layers. I don't know where it's at, pressure. Wonderful. I don't know if 30 inches of mercury is even that high. I assume it is, but oh, okay, that's pretty high air pressure. So the air pressure is actually relatively high. There's not one, but it looks like two subtropical ridges of high pressure. 1,030 right here, and then we could see 1,030 millibars here. So there's that area low pressure right there. I'm going to put this into the motion so we have an idea of what direction this tropical system is actually going to be going. So it really depends. So as you can see, it generally looks like it falls apart. Doesn't really do a lot. Very hard to actually see where it goes. But what's really going to be important is what does this high pressure here do? This is 1,028 millibars. So it does seem to just fluctuate just a couple millibars there. But there you go. You can see it moving to the west. So honestly, it's going to be very, very important for us to know what this storm does. Because these storms can in fact be very, very difficult to have an idea of where they actually go. So I actually want to go to tropical tidbits and actually look at the forecast models. Mainly look at the European model just because, just wondering what the European model is actually going to be showing regions with this system. This storm could be certainly a bad storm, depending on how strong it gets. But certainly, oops, I meant to do 850 millibar vortex. Really, what does this storm do in terms of wind? What does this storm do in terms of tropical activity? So you can kind of see the storm is. Now that's one of the things I want to point out. Look at how small the storm is. Notice how tiny that is. When you have a really small storm, it's very compact. It almost reminds me of Beryl. I think that was 2018. Almost reminds me of Tropical Storm Beryl. It's very, very small. It's very, very compact. Man, that might be a completely different storm I'm thinking about. Anyway, very, very small and very, very compact. When you have a very, very small and compact system like that, you could be dealing with some pretty strong systems for sure. because you've got really compact, you get stronger winds. So this could be easily a 60 to 70 mile an hour tropical storm. So the fact that this is super duper compact and very, very tight is a sign that this, this could be relatively a moderate to a strong tropical storm, just based on mean sea level air MSOP and vorticity there. So the fact that we're having vorticity and we can see there's some spin in the atmosphere, that certainly means that we could be dealing with some kind of a system. And I don't know what's going on with my green screen right now. It's going crazy. Does that do anything? I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. But that's something I'm watching. Something could be serious, could come out with this system. And if something does come out of this system that is needed to talk about, I will certainly keep you guys up to date with what this system is doing. Right now it doesn't look super organized, but certainly something that I'll be keeping y'all up to date with through the next couple of days as the storm comes off the coast of Africa and into the eastern Atlantic. So that's what we're seeing here. I do want to go back, because this only goes out 3 days, so I actually want to go back to 0Z. 0Z, right? Yeah, 0Z. 72 hours. So, according to our last update, you can kind of see it doesn't really do much of it. It just kind of rips it apart. If that happens, great. That would be really, really good, because we wouldn't have to deal with a tropical system actually impacting land in any way, shape, or form like that. The system, the Canadian model, very, very broad, not very, very strong, nothing well developed. Kind of rips the system completely apart. Okay. Really just sort of not very super well defined systems. Nothing very, very, not anything really impressive, but certainly something to watch out for in case this system does develop. I want to make sure I keep an eye on it, in case it does develop. You can actually see the GFS if I zoom in, sort of, not actually zooming in, but you can see, actually I can't actually zoom in, how that system does try to develop, but you can kind of see there's another area of low pressure just to the west of it that does seem to develop quite quickly, and that could, in fact, play a role in if this system does develop or not. If it doesn't, there's a likely possibility. Now, there's another system that develops to the south of it. Now, notice how small and compact these storms are. These storms can actually be pretty dangerous when they're really small and compact like this. So that's something I'm certainly watching out for, and that could be our first system. Not our first hurricane. We've already had Hurricane Elsa, but this right here, very, very small, very, very compact, very, very tightly wrapped. This is according to the GFS. Very, very tightly wrapped around. That could be something to watch out for. Something very serious in terms of winds, and definitely in terms of flooding. Very, very tiny system. Now, if we have a huge range of high pressure, it could be pushing this storm. We're very, very rare, but it's not unheard of to see storms get pushed across the Atlantic at high speeds. We saw that with Hurricane Elsa, where it raced across the southern Atlantic at speed of 28 to 30 miles an hour. And it was incredibly fast, but I don't think we're going to see that with this system. But there's that system. Very, very small. Very, very, we're seeing 50 to 60 knot winds. I think we could see a 60, 70, maybe even a Category 1 hurricane with 75 mile an hour winds. I don't want to scare anybody. This is just this is just the Hurricane Watching's prediction. If this other storm doesn't develop right off the coast and it kind of fizzles out, kind of goes like this and just sort of fizzles out in that direction, we could see a system out here develop, which, now again, once the East Pacific really starts to calm down, I think we're gonna start to see systems fire off the coast of Africa, and that's gonna be a problem for our people here in the Lesser Antilles, in the Caribbean, in this region, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Lesser Antilles, Bahamas, South Florida. That's gonna be a problem for the people in this region right here. And I'm worried because we could definitely see some problems in that area. So, now again, given that this is over 260 hours out, we're not using this as a prediction because of how far this is out. We're not using this as a prediction at all whatsoever. We are just watching this storm. Oh, okay, well, my chat disappeared. That's not fun. Try this again. Hold up, and this is getting all. That's not fun. Okay, back to what I was saying. Okay. So, now, because this is so far out in the future, we're not using it as a prediction at all. We're just saying, okay, there's something out there that we might need to watch, not something that we're going to use as a prediction, just something that we're going to be monitoring if it continues to show this consistency. If we start to see this show consistency, or if we see another model being consistent, then we will be talking about multiple models. In this case, European model and GFS. Both models have been very consistent with that storm coming off the coast of Africa. So, something that I'm very, very closely monitoring is definitely not one coming off the coast of Africa. But as you can kind of see, according to the GFS, my best guess is there's some wind shear ripping the storm apart, which would be very, very good in terms of intensity wise of how strong the storm actually gets. So here is Invest 92L. I'm going to actually do true color zoomed out so we have a better idea of what part of Africa we're looking at. So we're talking about the southern bit of Africa. Yes, I will look at weather U.S. Don't worry. Live on tropics. I will look at weather U.S. Don't worry. Just want to sort of kind of talk a little bit about this and show you what we are looking at and really just show you what we're actually talking about. So clearly you can see that system. Very big, very, very broad. Look at that system right there. Very, very broad. Lots of cloud cover, lots of convection going on. Some convection definitely off the coast of Africa right there, more convection. So I'll be looking at the weather U.S. and talk about and look at what we'll be dealing with in terms of what this system is going to be looking like in the future. So I'm going to look at weather U.S. and see what they'll be showing. So looking at like rainfall rates and just sort of stuff like that. Don't freeze on me. Don't freeze. I am starving all of a sudden. No, go away. Alright, gonna go straight to the GFS. I want to really have an idea of what we're dealing in terms of wind speed with this system, because we could certainly be seeing. Can we do freezing, please? Good Lord, help us all. And then if I go to change parameters, all, I actually want to see what they're looking like with this coming off coming through here. I'm very curious. Change state. It was. Oh, I can't really go on. It was like, was it 200 hours? Oh yeah, there's that system right there, 222. There's 228. Maybe that was not the system. I don't know where that system was at. Was it 174 hours? 180. 130. 120. 288. 120, 120, 126. Was it only 80 hours? I can't find the darn storm. Okay, I'm just gonna go west. Or east, I should say. So, oh, okay. Maybe this is... So as you can see, lots of high convection. Here's Praia. The capital of Cape Verde. So here's 7 hours out. I'm going to go straight into 10 hours out. So you can see coming off the coast, seeing a lot of convection. Straight into 20. Straight into 30. So here we're out. We're now going out 2 days in the future. So lots of convection. Look at that blob of convection. That's what we're going to be looking at. If we start to see blob of convection happening, we're really going to be watching. If we have blob of convection, that's going to show lots of convection and the fact that the storm is going to be intensifying. So we're seeing about negative 70 degrees centigrade cloud tops. We could be even seeing some higher cloud tops because depending on how real it is. Straight out to 63. So really high cloud tops. negative 75 to negative 80 degrees centigrade cloud tops. Go straight out to 80 hours in the future. So we can kind of see this right here, some convection and some wrapping here, straight out to 90 hours in the future. Out just around 100 hours. 120. So it almost looks like it. Oh, I think I was looking at. Oh yeah, this is GFS, right? Interesting. So the GFS doesn't really do a lot, okay, with this storm at all. It kind of just like rips it apart. Now I'm wondering what they're going to be showing with. What the European model is going to be showing with this system. And then change date. That's a very large blob of convection right there. So there it is, coming off the coast of Africa right there. Look at this convection. Look at this. We're seeing negative 80 degrees centigrade cloud tops. Very, very high cloud tops there. In just the next 15 hours. If we go straight to 42, well, maybe we should just do 24 hours. If we go straight out to 24 hours, there's that system. 48 hours. Maybe I should go 30 hours first. 60 hours. 72 hours. So I can kind of see where they think this storm is gonna go. We go to straight out to 81 hours. So it almost looks like it's ripped apart by wind shear now. That is a very big possibility, which would be very good. We want it to get ripped apart. But if we start to see this thing come together, that's gonna be a problem now. Given how far out this is, 130 hours, there's so many things that can change in just a 130-hour period. So many different things can change. I don't know, they go north, they go south, what happened? If we go to 190, I think it went north. I don't know what happened. So, if this thing could get pulled up to the north, that would be good, because then it would be not affecting land, or if it does, very, very little. So this is what we're looking at right now. Here's the actual storm. This is the actual storm right now. There it is right there. So again, that's the storm. If something comes out of this, and we need, this needs to be, addressed, and the models were wrong. So here's the models. Here's basically what the models are saying. The storm is going to come off the coast of Africa. It's going to try to develop. It might become a tropical depression or a tropical storm, and then get either pulled up to the north or just get dissipated in the Atlantic. That is a very big possibility. If that happens, that would be very, very good. So, this system right here, pretty serious in terms of what we're seeing now. Right now, the biggest threats with this system right now are going to be flooding over western Africa, and then obviously Cape Verde Islands are right up there. Some flooding for sure will be happening with this system. And then also we're going to be seeing some heavy winds and gusty winds, and heavy rain and gusty winds are also possible as the storm begins to develop. Definitely something I'm more worried about because of how much they're like, okay, now I have 70% chance the next 5 days, 40% chance the next 48 hours, so I'm a little worried about what this storm could do. Now, oftentimes the models can be completely wrong, can be completely trashed, and then we got a hurricane. Or the best case scenario is the storm gets sheared apart or gets dried up by the Saharan dust. I actually see some of that Saharan dust up here coming off the coast of Africa. So I'm very, I'm kind of worried about what we could be seeing with this system, just because of 70% chance in the next 5 days by the National Hurricane Center. A little bit worried a little bit by that too. So very, very interesting. Alright, I need to get out of this. Okay. I want to actually look and see in terms of how much convection we're seeing here. So this is IR satellite. This is infrared satellite. Wow, look at that convection right there, just blowing up right there over Western Africa, East Atlantic. So this is what we're looking at. Here's the high pressure up here, 1,031 millibars. That area low pressure is actually farther. It's actually like, it's like right here, but it's not actually showing it as an area low pressure. Anyway, it's going to move to the west. It's going to come right over here. And that's going to be certainly going to be, there's some problems there in the west, East Atlantic. Oh, big parts of the west. Go thick. But there's that system, as you can see, lots of heavy rain, gusty winds. So it could become a tropical depression south Cape Verde Islands, which that would honestly be terrible, because we don't want that right now. We don't want any storms, but we do have storms anyway. But this is what we're looking at. Very, 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 very interesting. Lots of heavy dust. Dust is settling down a little bit. This is the region of where tropical storms mainly develop, is in this region. It looks like it's at 10 degrees north anyway. Right, got a link. Perfect. Oh my god, dang. Just perfect. Okay, so this is the area of investigation, Invest 92L. This is this is very early. What we're doing very, very early on. Okay, that mouse is bothering me. This is very, very early on. So we're currently intensity is about 20 knots. Current basin is in the North Atlantic. It is well, it's not really in a basin, but it'll be moving towards the North Atlantic. So there's the area, low pressure right over there. They're showing a west-northwest turn and sort of this direction. So there's a chance it could push out to sea. We have to very, very carefully monitor this, where this goes. But these are the current models showing it's going to be moving pretty far up to the north right here. It could just, I mean, there's the chances we could be dealing with, with this storm could be just really hard to know. It's just exactly where the storm is actually going to be going. Because this is so early on, but most of the models bring it to a tropical storm eventually. Some of the models bring it to a strong 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm, but I assume getting ripped apart by wind shear out by this hour. But you can kind of see, starting right here, moving this direction, some of the models bring it into a tropical storm by this time period, and then moving to the north, and then intensifying, as you can see, over warmer water. So this could very well become a tropical storm. At earliest, 36 to 48 hours. 36 to 48 hours, we could be seeing a tropical storm on our hands. Some of them saying a strong tropical storm as 70-mile-an-hour wind. So this will be something we're going to be definitely closely monitoring here in the next couple days as the storm continues to intensify. So certainly I'm worried about it, because not very usual that we see storms coming off the coast of Africa like this. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. We don't have a lot, but we do have sort of where it's at. Not a lot of models for this, but really, really looking at this right now, it's really just, it's so early. We don't have a very, we can't really give a specific detailed forecast of the hurricane. Watching cannot give a detailed forecast of where the storm is going to go because of how early on in this storm's life we are at. The storm hasn't even made it over water yet, so we can't really say, okay, it's going to make landfall in South Carolina in 2.5 weeks. We can't say that because we don't know, and it's not, okay? It's not going to make landfall in South Carolina. But we don't know what it's going to do because of how early on we are looking at this system. So right now we don't know where the storm is going to go. Models don't know where this storm is going to go. So we have quite a long time before we have to really begin to worry about what this storm is going to do here in the future. So, I got more stuff. Let's see what we got here. I have no idea what this is. Huh? Unclassified. Well, at least it's unclassified. What is this? That's totally not scary. This is, okay. So, 60 knots, so... That's, makes me a little bit nervous seeing that. I don't know what to say. But this looks a little bit nerve-wracking. We got a really... tropical storm is in the oranges. So this is a tropical storm. And then 70 mile an hour is easily a hurricane right there. That definitely looks dangerous. Very serious in another storm. So, this is Sunday, August 15th. No. 15th. Oh, of August of 2021. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Obviously, 2 storms. Well, this is certainly interesting. So we got, this is the European model, 500 geopotential height. And we're seeing that a possible 1,007 millibar tropical system, maybe even a tropical storm developing there. Well, this one really gets me nervous. Wow, look at that. Oh, I actually need to give me a second. I actually know what I'm looking at here. Okay. So that is a hurricane. I look like that. That's a hurricane. Look at how big these storms are. That's the entire country of Cuba. That's the entire island of Hispaniola. There's Puerto Rico right there. Here are the islands here. Here is Jamaica. Here is Cuba. Here is Florida. Here is the northern Gulf Coast. So just looking at that, that just gives you a really good idea of just how big these storms out here over the, what could possibly be over the North Atlantic. So moving into the west parts of the Western Atlantic. So that is something I'm really nervous about, because this is so far in the future. We don't really know what to expect with these systems. This could be something really serious here in the future. You know, I myself, you know, I'm still learning about these storms, and I get fascinated because of how fascinating these hurricanes and tropical systems can be. This is just incredible seeing this. Oops, I need to do this, do this. Ooh, we got some Twitter stuff going on here. What are they saying here? So this is Twitter. This is from Andy. I'm just gonna say Andy. In contrast to some of the 2-week forecasts from last week, the shear over parts of the Atlantic, including the Caribbean, over the next 7 or 10 days forecast to be a bit lower than average. Oh, I do notice that. Oh man. As a favorable MJO phase starts to move in, we'll see if any tropical cyclones form to take advantage. This could certainly be bad for the future, for the hurricanes coming off the coast of Africa. I'm certainly worried about that. Wow, this is insane. This is scary. This is it really is just crazy, impressive, and just I don't even know what to say. Well, does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? I don't want to, be doing this all day. I have some errands I got to run. I should have left already at 1 o'clock. I'm like 40 minutes late. Oh, well. 1 minute late or 40 minutes late, you're still late no matter what. Right? All right. So, does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? Got quite some storms here that we're going to be tracking here in the future. We're going to be doing also video updates on these systems so we can get you the latest updates as soon as possible. Quite impressive for sure. Very, very impressive. Very, very insane. And very, very intense seeing what we're looking at here in the future. And I got more stuff coming in here. What do we got here now? Oh, shit. Oh, that is how it works. Okay, wonderful. Well, and, okay, this is about to turn off. So look at this. Wow, this could be certainly a powerful tropical storm. Moving north, as you can see. Coming in like this. It's a freaking hurricane in August. I mean, at this point, I really don't even know what to say, except we could certainly be seeing some storms coming, starting to develop here in the North Atlantic, and certainly, I am worried about it. I'll be giving you guys and everyone the latest updates on the tropics. This has been your update on the tropics from the hurricane. Well, actually, I'm gonna be ending it off there. I'm gonna be doing more videos and more streams in the future. So, with all that being said, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm never gonna get this. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And with all that being said, peace out.